Hi friends, welcome to QApedia and this is our blog qapedia.com. Today the topic that we are going to discuss is system testing and the subtopics that we will discuss are system testing, different levels of testing, what is system testing, what do we test in system testing, and then types of system testing, examples of system testing, and we'll discuss two examples there. Importance and or advantages of system testing, limitations of system testing, summary of the session, and then question for the session. So let's start. System testing. We had discussed about integration testing in our last session, and then we are going to discuss about system testing in this session. But before we discuss about system testing, we must know about levels of testing. So we have already discussed about levels of testing in our previous session. Just to give a summary on different levels of testing, there are 4 different levels of testing. And what are those levels? Those levels are unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and UAT, user acceptance testing. Integration testing has already been discussed in our previous session. So we will discuss about system testing in this session. So unit testing and integration testing we have already discussed. In this session we are going to discuss about system testing. So let's see what is system testing. System testing is the third level of testing in software development life cycle. So we have seen already here, these are the different levels of testing, and system testing comes at third level. This is performed after integration testing is completed. So you can see different levels of testing. Integration testing comes before system testing. So system testing will only be done when integration testing is completed. System testing is also called end-to-end testing. And if we want to define system testing, then we can say that when all the components of a software are integrated together and then tested all together as a system, then it is called system testing. So in unit testing, we were testing one single unit of a software or one single module of a software. In integration testing, we were integrating two modules or more than two modules and then we were testing. But in system testing, we have to integrate all the components. All the components of the software should be integrated and then it will become a system. And then that system has to be tested. So that's why this testing is called as system testing. Now because we are integrating all the modules, all the components, that's why it is called as end-to-end testing also. Okay, because we are testing it from the beginning till the end. Now system testing is performed by QA engineers, so it falls under black box testing. Because we know that black box testing is performed by software testers or QA engineers and white box testing is performed by developers. Okay. What do we test in system testing? So we not only test the functionality of a software in system testing, but we test a lots of other things as well in system testing. So system testing is categorized as following. Types of system testing. First thing is integration testing. So when we test a system or we do system testing, then we test the communication between each and every unit when it is working as a system. So integration testing is also tested during system testing. Then functional testing. So when we test the functionality of a system, then that type of testing is called functional testing. The functional testing is a type of system testing. We have to do functional testing also in system testing. Security testing. Security of an application is also tested during system testing. Suppose if we are testing an online banking application, then the security comes first and it becomes very important aspect. For a online banking website, we have to check that it should be secure enough so that any malware or any virus should not attack on the on the website. Then performance testing. When a software application is built, let's say an e-commerce website, then we have to check the performance of the e-commerce website. Should not be impacted if there are lots of users trying to access the website altogether. For example, The website should not crash if 1000 users are trying to access the website altogether. So this type of testing is called performance testing, and it is also a type of system testing. Then load testing. So same way, when a software application is built, let's say an e-commerce website, then the number of users who are trying to access the website altogether are called the load on the website. Load. So if we want to check that how many users can access the website together, then that type of testing is called as load testing. So these are some types of system testing, and we are going to discuss all these in our coming sessions in a detailed manner. Example of system testing. Example number 1. Now let's take an example of internet banking as a system, and let's take examples of different components of the internet banking. So some modules would be like this: log into net banking, check balance online, then transfer amount to some other account in the same bank, transfer amount to some other account in some other bank, and then log out from net banking. So these are some modules that we will have in net banking or in online banking. Now let's say that the unit testing and integration testing was passed, and now we have to do system testing. So what will we do? We will test this as a system as a whole. So we are going to do system testing. We are going to check all these modules. The first thing first, we are going to log in to net banking. So first we will log into net banking. Then we are going to check the balance. So suppose this is the balance. So what did we do? First we have tested this module. Then we have tested this module, but we have tested in a row, in a continuous manner. So we are testing integration as well between these two. Okay. And after checking our balance, suppose we have transferred some amount, 2000 rupees, to our friend's account who is having account in the same bank. So we are testing this module now. We are transferring amount to some other bank, but the account is in the same bank. Okay. So now what will happen? We are testing this particular module. After transferring the amount, we have to check that 2000 rupees has been debited from our account. Okay. For this, what will we do? We will check our balance, and we will check that yeah, it has been debited, and the amount is some 48,000, 58,000 minus 2,000. Okay. So after checking this module, again we are checking this module, check balance. So what are we doing? We are testing the integration between this module and between this module. Like after doing transfer, our check balance functionality is working fine or not. Now we have to check our friend's account who has been created with 2000 rupees or not. Okay, this is also one testing that you have to do. After that, we have to check the total balance of the bank as well. Okay, total balance of the bank means how much amount is there in the bank in all the accounts. So let's say before doing this transaction, the total balance of the bank was 1 crore rupees. So it should be 1 crore now also, because the money has been transferred from one account to other account, but both the accounts are in the same bank. So the amount should not be reduced from our bank, because the amount has been transferred, it has been traveled in the same bank from one account to other account. Now suppose we will transfer some money to one of our family, but the account is in the different bank. So we are testing this particular functionality. Okay. So now what we'll do, we will transfer some money, and after that we will check our balance. Okay. So again we are checking our balance. So we are checking that this check balance functionality is properly integrated with this particular module or not. So this module and this module are integrated or not properly. So what should happen? We check our balance. Our balance should be reduced. It should be 45,000 now. Now we must check the total balance of the bank as well. Okay. So let's say before this transaction, the total balance of the bank was 1 crore. It should be less than 3,000 rupees in 1 crore now, because the money has been transferred from one account to other account, and the account where money is transferred, it belongs to some other bank. Okay. So this is how we do the system testing for some module, for some system. Okay. And we are going to see the example number 2 again. So let's see example number 2. So let's take an example of a calculator e-commerce website, and a backend system that creates promotion for the e-commerce website. So calculator application, suppose we have created and we have integrated the calculator application with e-commerce website, e-commerce application. So what will this calculator application do? Calculator application will calculate the order total. So order total calculations can be done in e-commerce application with the help of this calculator. And then if suppose the company wants to give some discount to its customer during Christmas and New Year time. So at that time, what will happen? If suppose any customer purchases anything from the e-commerce, then they will be given some discount based on their purpose. So there will be a backend system that will be creating a promotion. Okay, we were discussing about the backend system that creates promotion for e-commerce website. So the backend system will have to create some promotion, and whenever we create order on the order, whenever we create on an order on the website, then promotion must be applied to that order. Okay, so this is an integration. This is an end-to-end testing between calculator, e-commerce, and backend system. So if suppose we want to do system testing for this scenario, then we have to follow some steps, and those steps will be like navigate to website. So first step is navigate to website. So what will we do? We will navigate to website, and what are we testing here? We are testing that home page of the website is launching or not. The first thing. Second step, search for some product. What are we doing? We are testing that are we able to search a product or not. So where are we searching? We are searching on home page. We will search, we'll give some product name, and then on home page we'll try to search. And then what should happen? The product search page should be launched. So this is a kind of integration testing between home page and product search page. Okay, so we are testing integration testing also, and we are testing modules also one by one. Each and every step is a type of testing. So we have seen in first example also that each and every step we are testing something. So how many steps we have in system testing? Each and every step will do some or the other testing. The same way here also, each and every step will do some or the other testing. Like this step will test the website is launching or not. This step is going to test that products are coming or not, and then integration is working or not between home page and product search page. Then the third, click on any product and then move to PDP. Like product search page is there, so there will be a lots of products. So if suppose we are clicking on any product, then are we moving to that product details page or not? So here we are testing that are we able to go to product details page from product search page or not? Again, integration testing between product search and PDP page. Then add the product to shopping bag. So here what will happen? We are going to add. We are testing. Are we able to add a product to the shopping bag or not? So we are testing integration between PDP and shopping bag. Okay. On product details page, we will click on add to bag, and then product should be added to shopping bag page. Again, if suppose we click on go to shopping bag page, we click on the shopping bag icon, then what we are testing that are we able to move from product details page to shopping bag page or not. So again, integration testing between PDP and shopping bag page. Then we have to validate that products are added to shopping bag page or not. Again, we are doing some testing. So this is how we are doing some testing. Then suppose after that we have to test the order total thing. Order total should be shown properly. So now what is happening? Calculator functionality comes into picture because calculator is going to do the order total checking. So the calculator which is integrated to e-commerce website, is it working properly or not? We have to check that thing. Okay. Uh, so what will the calculator do? Suppose we have added some product, we have added two quantities of a product. Then what should happen? Calculator must multiply the price of the product by 2. Okay, this is what calculator should do according to its working. Then if suppose we have added some number of products like 3 or 4 products, so for all the products prices, calculator should sum up, should add all the product prices accordingly. Okay, this kind of testing calculator will do. So this is also an integration. Then apply promotion using the coupon code. So what are we doing here? We are testing the promotion that we have created in the backend system is getting applied or not. So this is an integration between backend system and e-commerce website. Then whatever promotion we have applied, is this reducing the order total amount. So again, integration with calculator is coming in picture. So calculator should reduce the order total price according to the according to the promotion. If suppose it is 20% off, it should reduce it by 20%. Then navigate to checkout page. So here we are testing integration between shopping bag and checkout page, and complete checkout and create order. So this is how complete end-to-end system testing is done. So these were some examples of system testing. First one was net banking, online banking, and second is what e-commerce website. So there are lots of steps involved in system testing. We have seen, right? There are lots of steps involved here, and then again here also lots of steps involved in doing the testing. So system testing takes time whenever we test a particular system, and that's why there will be a lots of things will be tested. Modules also will be tested, and integration between the modules also will be tested, and complete system is working fine or not, that also will be tested. Importance or advantages of system testing. System testing is very important, and here are a few advantages of system testing. The communication between each and every unit. So we had seen an example, right? That we were transferring money. Yeah, we were transferring money to some other account in same bank or in some other bank. And after that, we were checking the balance online. So it was showing the correct balance. So we are checking the integration between these two modules also when we are doing system testing. So this time, so what is happening? Communication in between two modules is working fine or not, that we are checking. So after transferring 2000 rupees, the check balance should be reduced by 2000 rupees. That's what we have tested, and that should be working fine. So that's what we are saying, that this is the first advantage, that communication between each and every unit is working fine or not. That's what we test. That's what is the main advantage. Then we test all the functionalities of the system in system testing. So we have seen that thing, that when we were testing this particular thing, we have tested all the functionality in online banking. Same thing we have seen in e-commerce website. Also, we have tested all the functionalities. Navigate to website, search for product, add it to PDP, add the product, and then order total, and then promotion application. All these things we have tested. So we test all the functionality of the system in system testing. Then testing with different inputs, and then validating it for different outputs. So we tested the transfer money with all types of input like 2000 and 3000. Then we tested it transferring it to a same account with the same bank. Then transferring it account with different bank. And then we have tested the outputs also for that. So that's what is the third advantage of system testing. And no coding knowledge required. We don't need to have any coding knowledge if we want to do system testing. Real-time defect finding. So we test an entire system during system testing, okay? And the system would be the same like how an end user is going to use the system. So any defect that we find here, that type of defect we cannot find in unit testing or integration testing. And this time the defects that we find, those are similar to the real-time defect which end user may get. Increased scope. So testing scope increases in system testing. We have seen, right, that we test integration between all the units, not two or more than two units. We test integration between all the units. We test an entire system, and we can do functional testing also. We can do non-functional testing also in system testing. So testing scope increases a lot during system testing. Then production-like environment. So the environment, the testing environment that we use in system testing is somewhat similar to the real-life application which will be used by the end user in production environment. So these are some advantages of or some importance of system testing. Limitation of system testing. Limitations of system testing. So here are a few limitations of system testing. So we don't have access to code or the internal architecture of the system. System testing is performed on the system or on the software rather than the code of the software. So we do not have access to the code and the internal architecture of the software. Then time consuming. So you need to follow lots of steps while doing system testing, and then we need to go through design document, and then we need to write test scenarios based on design document, and then we need to write test cases based on the test scenario, and then test execution can be done. So it requires a lots of time to do system testing. Then needs documentation. So design documents review, test scenario preparation, test cases preparation. All these things takes a lots of time if you want to. I mean, all these things are like there is a lots of documentation involved when we do system testing. Then requires skilled and experienced resources. So only skilled and experienced resources or testers can review the design document, or they can only write test scenarios, or they can write test cases. So all these things can be done only by the skilled and experienced resources. So we always need skilled and experienced resources to do system testing. Now let's see the summary of the session. So we have covered below topics in this session: levels of testing, what is system testing, types of system testing, examples of system testing, example of system testing, importance of system testing, then advantages of system testing, then limitations of system testing, and disadvantages of system testing. So these are the topics that we have covered. And the question for the session is, system testing is done at what level of testing? Okay, system testing is done at what level of testing? That's it for the session, and thank you very much, guys. If suppose you want to take the notes of the session, you can go to this particular blog and take the notes for the session. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much.